Hello, my dear sunflowers. May God bless your home, protect your family, and guide every decision you make throughout this new week. Before we begin, I want to ask you for something very simple. Don't look only at the headlines. Pay attention to what is happening behind them. Some of the biggest changes never announce themselves in advance. They begin quietly, almost unnoticed, and that's exactly the kind of week we're entering. At first glance, everything may seem normal. Governments continue governing. Businesses continue operating. People follow their routines as if nothing has changed. But underneath that appearance of stability, several important movements are already taking shape. Many decisions that have been delayed for months begin moving toward a conclusion. Negotiations that seemed frozen suddenly gain momentum, and conversations that have remained behind closed doors may finally begin influencing what happens in public. One of the strongest impressions surrounding this week is the growing need for leadership. Several nations may begin discussing new measures designed to strengthen families, improve working conditions, or expand opportunities for women in the workplace. These conversations won't necessarily happen everywhere at once, but they could inspire changes in other countries over the months ahead. There is also a feeling that some political leaders may reconsider decisions that were made too quickly. What looked final may no longer remain unchanged. Policies can be revised. Strategies may shift. Alliances that once appeared solid could begin showing signs of uncertainty. That doesn't necessarily mean instability. Sometimes changing direction is exactly what prevents a much bigger problem. Internationally, attention continues turning toward the Middle East. Tensions involving Israel and Iran remain delicate, and the possibility of new diplomatic or military developments cannot be ignored. Even small events in that region have the power to influence financial markets, energy prices, and political discussions around the world. The conflict involving Russia and Ukraine also remains far from resolved. Instead of moving toward a quick conclusion, everything suggests that both sides will continue trying to strengthen their positions before any lasting agreement becomes possible. For that reason, Europe continues carrying an atmosphere of uncertainty. Another area demanding attention is the United States. Political debates become increasingly intense, but they are not the only concern. Questions involving the economy, financial markets, technology, and national security may dominate public discussion throughout the coming days. Large corporations connected to artificial intelligence and digital innovation continue attracting worldwide attention, while concerns about cybercrime, data security, and online fraud become even more significant. If you conduct business online or rely heavily on digital banking, take extra precautions. Double-check every transaction, verify every message, and never rush into financial decisions simply because someone creates a sense of urgency. In Europe, another issue begins standing out. Extreme weather conditions continue affecting several regions. Wildfires remain a concern in parts of southern Europe, especially in areas where high temperatures and dry conditions persist. At the same time, other countries may face heavy rainfall, localized flooding, or transportation disruptions caused by severe weather. Nature continues reminding humanity that no amount of technology can fully control its power. Speaking of nature, the Pacific region once again deserves careful observation. Japan remains one of the countries drawing attention because of ongoing seismic activity. Indonesia also appears within the same pattern. This doesn't mean a specific event is certain to happen. It simply suggests that regions already known for geological activity continue requiring vigilance. Closer to home, Brazil enters a week filled with important conversations behind the scenes. Economic issues remain central. Questions surrounding employment, public spending, and future investments may receive renewed attention. Brasilia continues standing at the center of many important discussions, while São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro may also appear frequently in national headlines. Another encouraging sign appears in the economic sector. Small business owners, independent professionals, teachers, consultants, and people working through the internet may begin noticing gradual improvements, new clients, unexpected partnerships, delayed opportunities finally moving forward. Growth may not arrive overnight, but movement begins. And after a long period of uncertainty, movement itself becomes a blessing. Personally, this is also a week for organization. Many people will finally deal with unfinished business, documents that have been postponed, financial responsibilities, family conversations, promises that should have been fulfilled long ago. The more you organize your external life, the easier it becomes to restore peace within yourself. One final message deserves attention. Not every opportunity arriving this week should be accepted immediately. Some offers may look attractive on the surface while hiding unnecessary complications underneath. Take your time, ask questions, read the details. Patience may become one of your greatest allies over the coming days. Events that once seemed isolated begin connecting like pieces of a much larger puzzle. What happens in one country quickly affects another. A decision made across the ocean may influence financial markets, fuel prices, technology, or even the daily lives of families thousands of miles away. This is one of those weeks when paying attention to the bigger picture becomes just as important as following the headlines. One of the strongest trends surrounds diplomacy. Governments that have spent months defending firm positions may begin showing unexpected flexibility. Behind closed doors, conversations become more important than public speeches. Some agreements may surprise analysts, while others that looked almost certain could suddenly lose momentum. The balance of power continues shifting quietly, and while the public focuses on political debates, real negotiations happen where cameras are not allowed. Asia continues gaining influence. Several countries across the region appear increasingly confident economically and technologically. New investments, industrial expansion, scientific development, and artificial intelligence remain major priorities. This growing influence is likely to reshape international competition during the coming months. Meanwhile, the United States faces another demanding period. Economic uncertainty remains present. Financial markets may react strongly to political announcements, inflation reports, or decisions involving interest rates. Families continue feeling pressure from the cost of living, while businesses remain cautious about future investments. This doesn't necessarily signal a crisis, but it does suggest a period that rewards preparation instead of impulsive decisions. For investors, entrepreneurs, and business owners, patience becomes one of the most valuable strategies. Europe also enters a complicated chapter. Beyond economic concerns, attention turns toward extreme weather conditions. Wildfires continue threatening regions that experience prolonged heat and drought. At the same time, other parts of the continent may struggle with flooding, infrastructure damage, or transportation disruptions caused by severe storms. Nature continues reminding humanity that planning and prevention matter more than ever. Transportation becomes another important theme. Not only air travel, rail systems, subways, major highways, shipping routes, and public transportation all appear vulnerable to delays, technical failures, or unexpected interruptions. If you're planning an important trip, give yourself extra time. Avoid unnecessary stress. Simple preparation could prevent major inconvenience. Another issue gaining attention involves public health. Nothing points toward widespread panic. However, seasonal illnesses and respiratory conditions may temporarily increase in several regions. Hospitals and healthcare systems could experience periods of heavier demand. This serves as a reminder that taking care of your health should never be postponed. Sometimes the simplest habits, rest, proper nutrition, hydration, and preventive care, make the greatest difference. Closer to South America, transportation once again becomes a subject worth watching. Major infrastructure projects may receive attention, but isolated accidents involving transportation systems could also appear in the news. Fortunately, improvements continue developing across several regions, especially where governments are investing in roads, logistics, and public transportation. Those long-term investments may produce meaningful benefits in the years ahead. Brazil continues experiencing significant movement beneath the surface. Important economic discussions remain active. Questions involving employment, taxation, and business development continue shaping public debate. At the same time, independent entrepreneurs may begin discovering opportunities that didn't seem possible only a few weeks ago. Those willing to adapt, learn, and embrace new technology may find themselves ahead of the curve. Personally, this is also a week of reevaluation. Many people begin questioning whether they're truly living the life they want. Some discover that success without peace no longer satisfies them. Others realize they've spent too much energy trying to please people who never appreciated their efforts. This realization isn't negative, it's liberating. Sometimes the greatest blessing isn't receiving something new, it's finally recognizing what no longer belongs in your life. Relationships also move through an important phase. Some friendships naturally grow stronger, others quietly drift apart. Couples who communicate honestly may strengthen their bond. Those who avoid important conversations may discover that silence creates even greater distance. Authenticity becomes far more valuable than appearances. Financially, another encouraging sign appears. People working in education, technology, consulting, healthcare, creative industries, or digital businesses may notice gradual but meaningful progress. New contracts, unexpected clients, long-awaited approvals, small victories that slowly build lasting success. Remember, lasting prosperity is usually built one decision at a time, not through shortcuts, but through consistency. My dear sunflowers, the next part of this prediction becomes even more personal. We'll talk about family, love, career, major life changes, and the opportunities that may shape not only the coming weeks, but the rest of this year. Not every important event makes international headlines. Some of the biggest turning points happen quietly, inside a person's heart, inside a family, inside a home. As this week moves forward, many people will begin questioning decisions they've been postponing for months. Some will finally decide to change careers. Others will rethink relationships. Many will realize they've been carrying responsibilities that were never theirs to begin with. There comes a moment when life asks a simple question. Are you living the life you truly want, or the life you've simply gotten used to? For many, this is that moment. Family matters become increasingly important. Old disagreements may finally come to an end. Relatives who haven't spoken in years could find themselves reconnecting. Conversations once considered impossible suddenly become easier. Not because people changed overnight, but because time has a way of teaching lessons that pride never could. This is also a favorable period for solving legal matters involving property, inheritance, family businesses, or long-delayed paperwork. Things that seemed frozen begin moving again. Professionally, many people begin feeling that a new chapter is approaching. Some receive unexpected job offers. Others discover opportunities through friends or former colleagues. Networking becomes extremely valuable. Never underestimate a simple conversation. The person you casually meet this week may open a door that changes your future months from now. For entrepreneurs, especially small business owners, this is a week to think long-term, expanding carefully, improving customer relationships, learning new skills, investing in knowledge instead of rushing toward immediate profits. The strongest businesses over the next few years will likely belong to those who adapt rather than resist change. Around the world, economic uncertainty still exists. But so do remarkable opportunities. Several industries connected to technology, renewable energy, education, healthcare, and artificial intelligence continue expanding. Entire professions are evolving faster than many people expected. Those willing to keep learning will rarely run out of opportunities. Nature also continues demanding respect. Weather patterns remain unpredictable. Some regions may experience unusual storms. Others continue facing drought or wildfire risks. Communities located near rivers, mountains, or coastal areas should remain attentive to local weather advisories throughout the coming weeks. Preparedness is never fear, it's wisdom. Another subject gaining attention involves transportation. International travel continues increasing, but so does the possibility of delays caused by technical issues, weather conditions, or operational adjustments. If you're planning an important journey, leave yourself extra time. Patience often solves problems that frustration never will. On the political stage, the world continues moving through a period of transition. Several governments face growing public pressure. Citizens increasingly expect practical solutions rather than promises. Economic stability, employment, public safety, and affordable living continue becoming priorities in many nations. This shift may influence elections, leadership decisions, and political alliances well beyond this year. One encouraging message appears repeatedly throughout this reading: hope. Despite everything happening around the world, many people are about to receive opportunities they never expected. A delayed phone call, an unexpected invitation, a financial breakthrough, a chance to start over. Sometimes blessings don't arrive because luck suddenly changes. They arrive because we finally become ready to receive them. Personally, this is an excellent week to simplify your life. Organize your finances. Clear unnecessary clutter. Finish unfinished projects. Release emotional burdens you've carried far too long. Peace often arrives after we stop holding on to things that no longer belong in our lives. Relationships also become more authentic. People who truly care about you will naturally move closer. Those who only appear during convenient moments may slowly disappear. And that's perfectly okay. Quality has always been more valuable than quantity. Spiritually, one lesson becomes impossible to ignore. Stop wasting energy trying to control everything. Some answers require action, others require patience, and some simply require trust. There are moments when life moves forward because of what we do. There are other moments when life moves forward because we finally stop forcing what was never meant to happen. The world is changing, not all at once, not in one dramatic moment, but little by little, decision by decision, day by day. Many people are waiting for one single event that will explain everything, but that's not how transformation usually happens. History changes through a series of smaller moments that, at first, seem unrelated. Only later do we realize they were all connected. And I believe that's exactly the season we're entering now. The second half of this year may become a turning point for many countries, many families, and many individuals. Around the world, leadership continues evolving. New voices begin gaining attention, while familiar figures face increasing pressure. Public trust is shifting. People are asking more questions. They're demanding clearer answers. And they're becoming far less willing to accept uncertainty without explanation. Economic priorities also continue changing. Innovation, technology, energy, healthcare, and education are likely to become some of the strongest areas of growth. Entire industries are adapting faster than expected. Those who remain flexible, who continue learning, and who are willing to embrace change may discover opportunities that simply didn't exist a few years ago. For entrepreneurs, this is an especially encouraging period. Small businesses, independent professionals, creators, consultants, teachers, anyone building something through knowledge, communication, or service may experience steady progress. Success may not arrive overnight, but consistent effort begins producing visible results. Remember, lasting success is rarely built through shortcuts. It's built through discipline, patience, and the courage to continue when results are still invisible. On the global stage, international cooperation becomes increasingly important. Even countries with long histories of disagreement may find themselves sitting at the same table to solve common challenges. Economic partnerships, trade agreements, scientific cooperation, infrastructure projects. Many of these discussions may shape the next decade far more than people realize today. Nature, however, continues asking for respect. Extreme weather remains part of our reality. Communities around the world must continue investing in prevention, preparation, and resilience. The lesson is becoming clearer every year. Humanity advances through technology, but survives through wisdom. Personally, this may become one of the most important periods of growth many of you have experienced in years. Some of you will move, some will change careers, some will begin new relationships, others will finally find the strength to leave situations that have caused pain for far too long. And although change can feel uncomfortable, it often becomes the doorway to a completely different future. Financially, this is an excellent time to think about stability rather than immediate gratification. Building healthy habits, saving consistently, investing wisely, learning new skills. These choices may seem small today, but they could completely change where you find yourself a year from now. Love also carries beautiful possibilities. Relationships built on honesty and mutual respect continue growing stronger. Single people may meet someone unexpectedly through work, education, mutual friends, or even while traveling. Families begin healing old wounds. Forgiveness becomes easier. Communication improves. Sometimes, the greatest miracle isn't finding someone new, it's rediscovering the people who have always loved you. Spiritually, one final lesson continues echoing throughout this entire prediction. Don't confuse delays with failure. Some dreams require more time because they're being built on stronger foundations. Trust the process. Continue preparing, continue growing, continue believing, because what is meant for your life will never require you to betray your values in order to receive it. Thank you for allowing me to spend this time with you. Thank you for your trust, your kindness, your messages, and for being part of this beautiful family that continues growing across the United States and around the world. And if you feel it's time to gain clarity about your own future, your relationships, your career, or your spiritual journey, I'd be honored to welcome you for a private spiritual consultation. May God bless your home. May Saint Sarah watch over every step you take. May wisdom guide your decisions. And may peace remain in your heart, no matter what happens around you. Until next time, my dear sunflowers, take care of yourselves, keep your faith strong, and remember, sometimes the greatest blessings begin with the courage to embrace a new beginning.